The one constant thing in the life of every Indian boy is his monthly visit to the barber shop. As a little child, it was the most agonizing task that I was put through each Sunday. Every fourth Sunday, my father would virtually drag me to the saloon. And after a customary 1 hour long wait, the barber would pick up his custom-made plank of wood and place it on the barber's chair to make up for my height deficit. And as he went about cutting my intellectual locks, I would just yell in discomfort. The worst part of this 15-minute exercise was the last bit, when he pulled out a razor, which looked more like a thief's knife, to clear out the hair beneath your ear and nape. Trust me, it's the worst possible thing that you could ever go through. A sense of irritatingly ticklish feeling that makes you laugh and yell at the same time. At the end of this 15-minute exercise, you're left with few strands of hair that meets the school's criteria of a short haircut. As you grow older, things slightly change. The wooden plank makes way for the barber's original chair. Your father slowly resigns from his duty of taking you to the barber shop. Now you go on your own and put yourself through this entire exercise without yelling. Not because it doesn't tickle, but because you're grown. About a decade ago, on a Sunday afternoon, I was again headed to the salon. As I entered my regular jaunt, the SK Gents parlor, I was invited by the flashy green lights and my ever-smiling stylist, Venkatesh. As you grow older, your barber turns into a stylist. It was unusually empty that he quickly directed me to the barber's chair, while his eyes continued to remain glued at the supernatural power that manifested itself on television. The jarring noise of the television kept me away from having a word, that I slowly slipped into the chair. As I slipped into the chair, I saw the reflection of a villain who apparently called himself a television host, yelling atop his voice. It was the local version of Believe It or Not, where supernatural powers were curing diseases of people. Apparently, incurable diseases were being miraculously cured by the supernatural power that came in the dreams and operated upon people. Read that conducted surgery in their dreams. I seriously wanted to change the channel, but his fascination for this program kept me silent. He looked up to me and said, "Sir, super, no sir." Yeah, super. It was my need of the hour to keep this guy happy. As I sat there and as he went about designing my hair, I heard a characteristic knock on the glass door. I turned around to notice that it was a lady with a small girl, maybe 5 years old, that would drop off her husband. Now it is highly uncharacteristic to find a woman in a traditional Jain salon. So I quickly looked back again to realize that the man was blind. Now, she quickly had a word with the barber and left in a jiffy, leaving her daughter to take care of her father. The little girl on her part had outgrown her age. She just took control of the situation and guided her father to the chair that was beside me while the junior stylist took over. The man said, "Make it short." The little girl was, "No, it'll look funny." Man was, No, make it short." For a man without eyesight, probably the task of coming to a barber shop was itself a pain. But he was a person who was unusually calm and composed, jovial as ever. He directed his daughter to be seated. The little girl on her part quickly went and happily sat in the corner and picked up a copy of the Femina. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this. In every traditional Indian gents parlor, you'll find two things: a Stardust and a Femina. In the times when there were no smartphones and probably WhatsApp, this was the time-tested method to keep men busy while they waited for their turn on the barber's chair. This man on his part continued this conversation. He asked, "How's your business doing, Venkatesh?" And Venkatesh on his part, typical of an answer, By your grace, doing good, sir. I was slowly slipping off into a sleep when Venkatesh gently moved my head sidewards to wake me from my mid-afternoon siesta. I woke up and I said, Atta, is it over? And instead of Venkatesh replying, I heard another voice speak. Sir, myself, Badrinath, I work with AGS office. What do you do? It was a blind man. I said, sir, I'm an engineering student. Oh, which college? I said, it's a BMS. Oh, Bull Temple Road. I said, yes, Bull Temple Road. For the next 5 minutes, he went out rolling statistics about my college and the engineering colleges in the city. Trust me, this man had mastered the art of holding his audience and being aware of his situation. Now, what transpired was, while all this was happening, the television was there at its backyard, at the top of its noise, and two other men entered the shop, and they too joined the conversation. In 5 minutes down, the barber shop was a changed atmosphere. 6 men were gossiping their way to glory. When the television was there the host was there up making his noise, yelling atop his voice, competing for attention within that dingy shop. And all of this was on. I sat back there, and as my stylist was giving his finishing touches to my formidable head, kept looking at what he was doing, when suddenly I was stunned by this question: which is that place? I just turned around and I saw this Badrinath. My barber was staring at me, not able to fathom what was happening. He said, which is that place which cures incurable diseases? My barber was excited and said, oh sir, you surely must go there. Not answering his question. Suddenly, all the 6 men in the room were glued to the television set, trying to find an answer to that elusive question. Which is that place? There was a sense of indefinable excitement in the air. I just kept staring at this man. He just walked in 10 minutes back, taking control of the entire situation, conversed with each person out there. While he sat there doing all of this, his ears were completely glued to the supernatural powers that were curing diseases. Friends, a television program which I found nonsensical caught the imagination of my barber and ignited the spark of hope in a blind man's life. Probably it was the thought of seeing his daughter and wife again that got him to listen to that. And as I stepped off the barber's chair, a triumphant Badrinath declared, yes, I got it. It's Ramnagar, close to Mandia. Just looked up at this man. I settled my bill, walked up to him and said, sir, it's been an absolute pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much. Deeply thanking him for having enriched my life in those 10 minutes. As I walked off from the barber shop, smiling, I had a little girl looking up at me. That particular incident, dear friends, taught me 2 things in life that I probably have kept with me all along. The first thing is that more often in life we just keep cribbing about things, about the traffic, about the politics at work, about things not working out, about circumstances that are just against us. And here was this man who just came in, never let his disability ever come in the way of being positive about life, and was all through positive about the way he saw life. It just reminds me of that particular quote which says, I tried because I had no shoes until I came across a man who had no feet. The second lesson that he left me behind was a lesson in hope. Probably deep within him, he knew it's not going to work. I must try that also, was all that he said that day. But despite his hindrances, despite all that he didn't have, he still kept it going. And hope is that one elixir that keeps us all going. Probably the best companion in bad times. And while I probably don't believe that any supernatural power could come the way, but what I saw was that to have hope sometimes doesn't require logic. And life also sometimes doesn't require logic. Keep hope to keep living.